Alright guys, and welcome back to some more Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. It has been a long... Well, it's only been a week since I played this, but alright, so last I left off, we were talking to a ghost. You're obviously a fucking ghost. Last time I went with you, and it was really weird. No, this isn't right. Himeno's words vividly rushed through my mind. Himeno, what advice do you got? Surely Himeno has saved me because now I can clearly see the form of that thing before me. You are just another weird fish creature. You're not Mari. No matter what, Mari was never the type of girl just to say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what my name is. Yeah, something like that. Not to mention that the keychain has been so important to us. I can't see her declaring that something like that doesn't matter. What are you saying, big sister? I'm Mari. Yeah, whatever. When Mari refers to herself as I, she always drags it out. Ooh. As I get up, I announce this to that thing before me. Oh God. I'm Oh God. Okay. Ew, there's like, oh, her hair is fish. Ew, and you can see her ribcage too. I'm just looking at the design. Like, the fish's plan is like to trick me and, I don't know, eat me. Like, the girl's body begins to become blurry like a staticky image, and I realize I can no longer look directly at her. She's so fucking gross. I knew it. You're not Mari after all. Muddy is probably a fitting term here. That thing that had been Mari up to a short time ago begins to melt, transfiguring itself into one clump of countless fish. The fish begins swimming in the air without water. This pattern of behavior is bad. If I get caught up in this bizarre phenomena, I'm sure to drown in this place with nothing. I have to get away. Fuck this. As I mumble this, I search for a door. If I can go through a door, I should be able to escape the phenomena in front of me. Mari... saying I wouldn't regret leaving them as a lie. But that thing isn't Mari. It's just an exaggeration of fish. I can't be deceived by them and lose sight of my precious goal. I was so naive. Fine, even so, it's fine. It happens somehow. If I have time to get down about it, then I just need to not let it happen next time. I won't get tricked by a bunch of fish again. I will save her. I will save Himeno no matter what. Finding the door as I run away, I throw it open with great force. And I was greeted by a Sharknado, right? That's bad. Man, Sharknado was enjoyable when I first saw it because of how really stupid it is, but I didn't watch the other ones. Like, come on. I think, like... didn't they have like weird people in the new ones, like Anderson Cooper or Nancy Grace or what? Anyway, I think that was something that happened. I think that was something that happened a while ago. About a year ago, it was something that happened in the summer during a break when I was looking over my notes for a quiz or something. Another flashback. Hey, you! Keep this in mind. What? A girl from my class suddenly came to my seat, kicking my desk as she yelled at me. She was unexpectedly strong, the notes and stationery on my desk scattering about. She was like a leader in our class, a part of the largest group. Having almost never spoken to her, I had no memory of ever making her mad. Unable to get mad, I was merely bewildered. Then Himeno showed up, and with her face downcast, picked up my stationery. Sorry, it's my fault. Your fault. A girl from the group invited me to this round 1 this Sunday. But I turned her down. That was the day Himeno and I had made plans to go to the movies. Indeed, I was able to more or less understand what had happened. When she asked me why, I told her I already had plans with you. Of course, I hesitated to tell her that, you know. But she was persistent. But you could have gone. You could have just ignored me like everyone else. That girl's group was big. If there was an event or something, basically the whole class went along with them, but it wasn't strictly a good thing. Their group pride was as great as their group mentality. The girl had come over a few minutes earlier was particularly striking. I'd go, Mayu. You should know to take priority. But if you turn them down, they won't invite you anymore, will they? You'll become an unpopular girl. But their pride was really high. With that high, then that's how it would be. I had heard that, except for that girl as the leader and 2 others. People were regularly being brought in and thrown out of the group. It wasn't something I cared to hear about, but the bad things girls who had been kicked out said regularly found their way into my ears. Yeah, I wouldn't be invited anymore for sure. But that would mean I saw it as a disadvantage for Himeno, who loved going to events. Like she could have an advantage getting elected to executive committees for things like the culture festival or sports festival or getting votes for a program or something. It may sound like a discussion for politics, but ever since reaching junior high, things have had this kind of mysterious flow to them. Anyway, I was the one who turned her down. It's not some form of discrimination. I just didn't like them from the start. That's overall better. That'll improve your life and reduce stress. As she readily declared this, there wasn't a hint of doubt in Himeno's face. This kind of thing happened several more times until now. Cheerful and fun to be with, beautiful Himeno was also popular with her classmates. Since I was always with her, there was plenty of instances of jealousy. But from what I saw, Himeno didn't discriminate against anyone or tried to butter them up. Just like the girl from that group, I often asked Himeno, why are you friends with me, anyway? Is that really something you need to ask? More importantly, it's not like I'm being your friend is some kind of favor. I'm your friend because it's fun, okay? Okay. I really love the smile she gave at those times. I like how we're reminiscing about how cool... she's losing it. That we're reliving all the great moments in Himeno as she's, I think, dying right now. I mean, she wasn't doing too good, and she probably won't be saved. So I don't know what's going to happen. Once again, I entered a passageway behind the tanks, and I thought it would get me to the Fish of the World booth, but it was probably led astray while I was out of it. I should get going. If another something borrows Mari's form and attacks me like earlier, I don't know if I can defend myself against it. Safe no longer means anything. So I should speed through the passageway. Upon looking at the map, I see that there appears to be a room at the end of the passage. Just as I expected, there are 3 doors behind me. Ooh, I have no choice but to take them on one at a time. Alright. So I think we're almost done this scenario. Which one seems like a bad ending? Director's office sounds like plot. Reference room? Looks like a reference room. Maybe I can get some information. I push open the door. After confirming no strange phenomenon has taken place, I step inside the room. Inside are massive amounts of books and files arranged on metal bookshelves. They appear to be technical structure. There's a lot of research. Heard that aquariums are also implied to be facilities for research. You can hide all these books. I see it is. It's not like there'd be any materials written about strange things happening in Manten Aquarium, would there? They talk about all the paranormal shit, like the X-Files. Having to this conclusion, I noticed a book near the entrance of the deep-sea fish. Deep-sea fish were the last words that girl left me with. Strangely interested, I take the book into my hands. It seems there's a technology called nanobubble. It's like nanomachines, but yeah. An extremely small bubble less than a micrometer, but suddenly compressed a bubble less than 50 micrometers. Relatively stable purification process can be performed. It seems that due to the properties of vapors in a bubble, various effects can be affected. If ozone is sealed within these bubbles, water can be purified through bacterial process. Since it's not using detergent or other chemical substances, it seems to be good for the environment. There's also an example of sealing nitrogen inside of a bubble so it dissolves down into a finite amount, preventing the oxidation of caught fish so they can be delivered to cities while still fresh. Of particular note, it is that freshwater and saltwater fish using a similar composition in their bodily fluids applies the bubbles technique to balance electrolytes in freshwater with their own bodily fluids as means of coexistence. Freshwater cannot live in the water that has a higher concentration than within their own bodies, and saltwater fish cannot live in. Okay. Furthermore, it seems that the microscopic bubbles can simulate activity at a cellular level. There are cases of the bubbles being used to cure the herpes. Okay. Deep sea fish booth Manten Aquarium seems to have been set up with this technique. Naturally, it would involve the cost of incomparable to normal expenditures. In other words, it would take more money. The obvious downside would be that the precious funds. We should have stopped earlier. Something better research if I return to the real Manten Aquarium with Himeno. Yeah, I wonder how Himeno's doing. Okay, so that didn't result in anything like bad. So let's just go over here. We have a lot of saved data. Storeroom. What's in here? Sneaking a peek. There are hula hoops, bowls, and other things used in the shows. There's also some cleaning stuff. Whoops. I closed the door. Okay. That's fine. Let's, nothing really going on there. That's weird. Okay. So I was right. The director's office seems to be plot. Red ornaments decorating it. Even if there had been no sign, I would have known this room belonged to someone important at first glance. It's a really fancy office. I really like it. I feel like I'm at the school principal's office. If I don't go in and see, I really won't learn anything just staring in from out here. The obvious truth is that I already possess the courage to go through with this. Keep an eye out for any phenomena while coming through the door. I push on the heavy door. The door makes a scuffling sound on the floor as I open it. The hell is that? Please excuse... Who's she talking to? There's no one in here, but I said it anyway. An elegant desk and chairs are situated at the center of the doctor's office, and bookshelves run along the walls without a gap. Okay. The main wall, when looking from the entrance, is a giant tank and made of translucent material. No one can argue that this room isn't... Okay. The room is perfectly in order, giving me a sense of who the director is from the way the desk is, more than just a neutronic. Okay. Seems to be... there doesn't seem to be anything particularly strange, does there? As I mutter this, I notice a map on top of the desk. It is a neat and tidy room. On top of the desk appears to be work in progress. This is... I want to know what that is right there near the laptop. Looks like a beetle. After moving aside a book that seems to be used as a weight, I find a map of the aquarium. This one is different from the one I picked up backstage. The design seems older. The publication date is from 5 years ago. 5 years ago. It's not that I can't ignore that number. Not that I can't ignore it. When everything started at Manten Aquarium. Yeah, we know. Inside the map, I discover one defining difference. Deep sea fish booth. That place was closed down 5 years ago, as recorded on this map. Could this be? Seems that the deep sea fish booth was just after coming out of the tunnel. However, it's strange. I've been to the area several times, but there's only a long wall. Nothing else. It seems that when it was closed down, they filled in the wall. It doesn't seem like that from the start. Questions rise within me as I consider this. If where I am now is 5 years in the past, and I should be able to get to the deep sea fish booth. Okay, alright. Interesting. So the next destination is the deep sea fish booth. Place we've been wanting to go to. I haven't been there yet. Everything will be revealed when we get there. Trace my finger along the map. I mentally position the booths in the aquarium. Okay. Come out of the tunnel tank and turn right, and the fish of the world booth should be there. In other words, if I go straight to the map, okay, just follow the map. Go to the red circle. Hopefully it doesn't ask me to pick the directions to get there. I stop looking at the map and begin to glance around the room. There's nothing but bookshelves along the wall, and even though there should be something leading to the deep sea fish booth, the tank. Looking at the tank on the interior of the room, I mutter, surely there should be something within the tank. I can't swim through the tank and reach the deep sea fish booth. I have to look around the room again more thoroughly. Just as I was about to look around the room, I spot a picture frame on the desk. It is of two people standing side by side, and it has probably been stretched from its resolution, making it hard to distinguish faces. They are familiar, though. Ah. As I'm exploring the desk, I discover something of a metal frame below it, about 50 centimeters all around. The parts of materials on the side are different. On one side of it, I find a collapsible handle. Okay, this is... Put my hand on the thing that looks like a handle with an indent to pull out. Stop. Without thinking, I look over my shoulder for that voice that seems to come out of nowhere. That was just my imagination. Even if not just my imagination, it wouldn't be the first time here at Manten Aquarium. As if mocking me to try to find an explanation, the voice continues even louder with, "Stop it!" I have to ignore it. If I want to get away from this voice, I have to keep going. I shut my eyes and pull harder. At the same time, the ground trembles with a clatter. I can hear the sound of the room creaking. Open my eyes and look at one of the legs on the desk. It's shaking. An earthquake. In a normal earthquake, I would just stay under a desk, and right now I choose not to. Poke my head, yeah. Now, in case of an emergency, you're supposed to hide under a desk. Guess it's the only thing you can do at the last minute, but like, I love those videos where they tell you during a nuclear explosion or whatever, hide under a desk or hide in the bathtub. Needless to worry, I become aware of one strange fact. This shaking isn't a natural phenomenon, because I pulled this switch. Because the place where I'm standing isn't shaking. Leave. As this voice echoes, the shaking of the furniture grows stronger. I can't leave now. Leave now. The frequency of the voice echoing from out of nowhere is steadily increasing as well. I can't leave? Leave. This is like a giant fish saying it. I don't know if my words are getting through. As if in agreement, the vibration of the furniture grows more violent as the mysterious voice's strength increases. I will leave. I'm leaving, but I'll only leave with Himeno. I give voice to my determination. I have no choice but to move on. I sit down once again and reach for the handle under the desk. At that moment, my body is suddenly flipped backwards. It's not that I tumbled on my own, but it felt like I was being pulled back by an invisible hand. I won't give up. Okay, I'm really confused. No, you can't stop me. Once more, my face is pushed close to the floor. My vision is concealed by a small hand, concentrated on a small handle. My hand could easily reach it, but my body is once again knocked back by this unknown force. Doesn't matter how many times, I won't give up. Doesn't matter how many bad experiences I've had up until this point. Surely, with just one more step, I can reach this unknown territory. What if there's nothing there? No, there has to be. This force trying to stop me is proof of that. This place is all fucked up. It's so scary. Even if there's nothing there, I will leave here together with Himeno. I'm no longer the me who knew nothing. Even if I have to drag Himeno behind me, I will find a safe way out and leave this place no matter what. So I absolutely must keep going. At that moment, there is a pulsation. This isn't my heartbeat, but the entire room pulsating with a loud thump. What is happening now? At that moment, the shaking of the furniture stops. In exchange, my own heart is pumping blood rapidly through my body with a ba-dump, 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 ba-dump. And the lights went out. I use my hands to feel the handle on the floor, and I can't seem to find it. What is happening? It's red in here again. It's gonna be those creepy faces on the walls again. What's that word? Fluorescent red light begins to shine through the tank inside the director's office. The water inside the tank becomes illuminated with that red color. Oh, it's blood again. The red light seems to be corroding the entire room little by little. Fish? How? Fish swimming in the air begin to... Why is she saying how? She's seen this happen multiple times. Son of a bitch. Fish swimming where there's no water? Probably a major misunderstanding I've had here in Manten Aquarium. This red light, they're using the red light as water. Weird. Wait, the room quickly fills with light. If this room fills with water, I'll drown. Staying in this room in this state is dangerous. Okay. Hold on a minute. Somehow I feel like staying here will kill me. But I actually feel like this might be the correct choice. So let's do the dumb one. I can't give up. Courage is through me. I'm going to escape this Manten Aquarium with Himeno. I have to overcome this obstacle. I gotta stop being so scared. In order to get out of here alive, I must face death. I have to escape death. However, I won't lose anymore. The red light is eroding the room and numerous fish are swimming. When I saved that girl, I overcame a similar obstacle by knowing something by chance about a creature's habit. I was able to do something about the situation. However, I can't use the same method here. There is no machines and there are too many varieties of fish for me to know about them. Moreover, I need to find a more basic solution. That girl whose name I don't even know, she talked about a grudge. There are two cases, a murder investigation and a mass culling involving this malice. By murderer, could she have meant... Wait, by a murder, could she have meant... Oh god, there's a bunch of stuff popping off right now. She's thinking about this as there's fish in the room, or apparently we're gonna drown? Oh god. The director's accident? The director's accidental death was caused by an error in the deep-sea fish booth that also caused all the other deaths. Either way, what if it wasn't an accident? What if the whole thing was targeted at someone? I can see what caused the closing down of Manten Aquarium, the bitter intent against the one who's killed him. In other words, regret and a grudge. I bore a great fear and anxiety towards Manten Aquarium. But if my way of thinking is correct, then what I should be afraid of isn't the aquarium, but the deceased that have taken on its form. Yeah. Maybe so. There are so many rumors, though. Seeing a man's ghost in the tanks, the deep-sea fish booth being open only on the day of the full moon, and all the water changing into blood, and that you can hear crying from the back of the tanks. Himeno's words from that lunch break long ago all came back to me now. The director. You. As if agreeing with my conjecture, the red light grows more dense, and it becomes hard for me to breathe. Yet I bet this is still the correct choice, though. I don't have time. With just one more step, I should be able to overcome this. I will survive. Alright. No, we're not going to reach for the door. Reach into my pocket. Where was the switch? It's on the desk? I'm a little lost right now. Anyway, subconsciously I reached for the top of the desk. My fingertips brushed on the wooden frame of the pitcher and I struggled against the water's resistance to pull me down. I've seen this picture somewhere before. I have. Talking about that picture that we couldn't make out anybody? I let go of the picture frame, steadily floating about, try to gain control of my body and reach into my pocket. Relying on a tactical feedback on my fingers, I searched my pocket. This is it. What I pull out is a what I pull out of the keychain is with the starfish attached, stuck on the back of the sticker, picture of a man and a little girl. Director, if you can hear me from somewhere, watch this. A bubble as big as my mouth leaps out. A red bubble rises up through the interval between the air and the water. I cover my nose and mouth with my left hand and hoist the keychain up high. My lungs are at their limits. Oh shit, the results of my defiance will be life or death. She's gonna survive though. If my conviction is nothing more than a mistake, I die by suffocation. However... What the hell? This is the last bit of air in my lungs. This last bit of air in my lungs. This little red bubble climbing to the heavens, along with my memories. The inside of my head becoming murky. There isn't enough oxygen. I'll die. Yeah. And something happens. Stop this, father. In time, with a girl's voice, I feel the pain of my body crashing into the ground. And she's saved by ghosts. Ghost of someone. With a thud, my butt begins to hurt. However, the pain is proof that the director's office has returned to normal. Without hesitation, I feel grateful for gravity. It's all right now, father. Sayo. Just like that, I tried to open the floor. The voice echoes through the room. As I steady my breathing, I look around me and survey the room. As expected, I cannot find the source of the voice. I've heard this voice before. It's the voice I've heard many times in Manten Aquarium, a hollow voice, one that projects well. This isn't a mistake. It's the voice of a girl, the one killed by Saginuma Riku. I take another look at the picture on the keychain in my hand. My father, do you mean that this is... Sounds like she must be his daughter. In other words, that girl was the daughter of the director. Seems kind of obvious why this mysterious girl who, for some reason, is hanging around. Like, who is she? She must be related. Kind of a trope. I realize that she is the daughter of the director whose murder was made to look accidental, which is why she was so tenaciously pursued the secrets of the Manten Aquarium. Yeah. Along with surprise, I feel understanding. The blue light shines through the translucent tank. The ominous red light from earlier is no longer there. In the spaces between the blue light, I can see two silhouettes. Like images projected on a screen, they are a bit vague, but I can easily identify them. A middle-aged man and a girl. Two of them face each other in a pleasant manner. Sayo, you've gotten so big. The silhouette that appears to be the director says in a kind voice. I decided to watch the pair's conversation quietly for a bit, so as not to interrupt. Ghosts are talking. You're making such a big deal of it. More importantly, I found her, the criminal who killed you. Okay. Sayo, you... Yeah, it was that girl. I was killed by her as well. After coming to Manten Aquarium so many times, I was able to confirm it on my own. So I am more or less satisfied. Because of me, even you? It's okay, I figured out who killed you. That's all she wanted to do in her life, I guess. Say no more, I have no regrets. I lived and died solely for my objective. What tragic timing. Listening to Sayo's words, the director's mouth becomes a straight line as he looks down, holding back his regrets. Your face has changed so much in the last few hours. What? You can see me? Sayo shifts her gaze from the director to me. She turns her attention from the director and continues. The fact that you're not surprised to see a ghost really isn't normal, and but I understand how you feel. Yeah, I suppose you could say I've gotten used to it. Seen a lot of paranormal shit. I wish I could have gotten to know your name. You never would tell me. Doesn't matter now, since I'm dead anyway. Well, you were dead to talk to. You had a very terrible personality. Whatever. Even now, Sayo talks like it's someone else's problem. The director at her side responds to the question about her name. Sakuragi Sayo. That's this girl's full name. I'm Sakuri Aisyo, her father. Yeah. So you're the director. Yes, I just said that. It would probably be more accurate to say former. Get it? Because I'm dead. I wonder why it's only now that I've regained my senses. Lost his sense of reason, he says, as if that's no longer the case. Nevertheless, his story seems to substantiate the theory that Manten Aquarium gives form to grudges. Having returned to his senses, a strange phenomena should take place. No strange phenomena. So it's all gone, all done. On the contrary, I should say that the earlier poltergeist phenomenon the director calls would also serve as proof, but I don't see any need to blame him. Wasn't it seeing Psycho-chan that returned you to your senses? Hey, it's not your business. Oh, stop adding Chan. I have a name too. I don't like it. Okay. Anyway, I have a name too. Mayumi. So stop with the hey and you stuff. Even now they're fighting when she's a ghost. Sayo breathes an affected sigh, then continues talking. She looks listless, so somehow it seems like she's smiling. If your conjecture is right, Mayumi, then I'll probably be glad. Conjecture? That I returned my father to his senses. Fool! Is there nothing to be happy about? If you hadn't died, you would have met me, my beloved daughter. Dead is because of me. Is there really anything to be happy about? Father, calm down. You'll make this aquarium get weird again. I misjudged you, Sayo. I thought you were amazing because you were steadfast in your determination and your resolve, but I labeled you as a cold girl. But you are kind. Deep down. Somewhere. Tears faintly gathered in the director's eyes. If demons can have tears in their eyes, then ghosts can cry. That's why they call it an infectious crying, I suppose. Even as I watch the two of them, the corner of my eye becomes hot. An exchange between the two of them is so natural, it has the rhythm of a conversation between parent and child. It's something that won't happen again for them. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I saw you, Sayo, and I just couldn't save you. Don't worry about it. As a result of my own faltering. Oh, I forgot we had the option to, stop her. I forget if we did it, and if we died, or if I didn't do it at all. Don't you have someone you need to save? If so, you can't waver. Sayo, you've matured. You've become able to encourage others. Quiet, Father. I'm glad you weren't killed by my father. You've grown up. The air surrounding them warms my heart, but the realization that this is nothing more than a transient moment causes my chest to tighten. It's kind of cringeworthy. You two. The blue light changes to white. It floods the room like a fluorescent bulb, gradually growing stronger. Without realizing it, I narrow my eyes. What's happened all of a sudden? Who knows, maybe we're crossing over. I'm satisfied. I know where the killer is. But wait, just a bit. Crossing over. No longer having any attachment to this world. Sayo's achieved her goal. She and the director have miraculously reunited after overcoming space and time. No! I cry from the bottom of my heart. However, I can't give that scream voice, because Sayo knows my resolve. I don't want her to see me acting uncool, because even though Sayo is dead, she is cheering me on. Mayumi, was it? Before I disappear, I will tell you that what I know. Even so, many events right before and after my death are vague. This is much too soon. Will you really disappear? My soul was originally supposed to cross over 5 years ago, being able to cross over in and of itself is something to be happy about. That's true. There's gonna be no more paranormal shit. I don't want to cause anyone more trouble like my father did. I just want to go right away. Before our souls are taken. The two have completely reconciled their lives. Souls being taken, it's something I can only barely understand. If it happens, just as it did before the director, even only their grudge and malice will continue to be expressed in the world. When it's time to die, one crosses over. It's probably best to see it from the spirit's position. But then they can't be happy together. I stiffly endure those words. Concerned with my own thoughts, the director begins to speak. 5 years ago, the aquarium experienced financial hardship with diverse options for entertainment and a more direct subway system. Customer traffic decreased as people were flocking to towns other than Manten. Management of the aquarium was seeing large costs from the purchase of exhibits, the large amount of feed required, cost of paying for employees, and due to location, a cost of transporting seawater was high. Well, this is the things you have to worry about when you invest in the aquarium business. It might not even work out. It's like owning a small restaurant. I made the aquarium too big and too expensive. I was letting go of employees, reducing display space, the widening of the target demographic. Yeah, it was bad. Business was going bad. I couldn't bring myself to cast aside anything of my beloved aquarium. I tried to do the impossible in hopes of producing results, and in the end, it boiled down to a confrontation with Saki Numa Riko and those who stood with her. I was eliminated in the most rational way possible. In other words, I was killed, and it made it look like an on-the-job accident. So she kicked your ass, killed you? The director continues, unperturbed by my trembling. It's a little much to hear. I rise to my feet and reach out a hand to Sayo. She is also listening quietly to the director's matter-of-fact way of speaking. Her form seems so fragile. I'm able to touch the image she is projecting into the light. Despite my position amongst management, I let her know in not so subtle terms how I felt about her. This gave her all the motive she needed. I have no doubt that my murder was in some part because I pushed her too far. Besides me, Sayo lowers her head. However, she listens carefully to the director's monologue. I study the director's face and wait for the rest of his story. Then she sent out the fish in the deep-sea fish booth to their deaths, all 1,217 of them. There were probably those employees who had doubts in regards to the occurrence of unlikely accidents. Those that knew even the slightest bit about our management stuck their heads in the sand and just dismissed the cost cutting in some way. That's awful. By all rights, it is something fathers should consider as a manager. Yes, at times such a thing becomes necessary. Riko held neither reservance nor regret towards the fish she, a human, killed. She probably smiled while killing them, forcing them to bear the brunt of her rage and grudge against me. I will kill these fish in anger over how I feel about this fucking guy. I hate that guy so much. I'm gonna kill these fish. Alright. So to sympathize with the souls of all the fish, he offered up his soul to the aquarium. So you and the fish rebelled and haunted the place. Okay. So because the business wasn't doing well, you hired... she hired this girl, this woman, who was trying to help, or was new management. And things weren't going really well, so she decided to take matters into her own hands, and you pushed her too far, and she killed you to take over this failing business, and also killed a bunch of fish. Didn't matter if it involved people or fish, they merely turned into anger. There's nothing I could do. As a human with an independent will and emotions, my soul was the cornerstone, and the fish were the ones that rule Manten Aquarium. It's still a cool concept of like haunted aquarium and like ghost fish. Does anyone remember this movie? And now probably people don't know about a movie called Ghost Shark. It is the stupidest movie ever. But, yeah. I thought maybe, like, the idea maybe was to get business, just say that the place is haunted. And, like, Red Manten Aquarium would be a new name, but... yeah. But yeah, you're glad to reunite with your daughter and figure out what happened. Probably doesn't remember the details of what he put us through, but if he did, he wouldn't be smiling. There's a lot of bullshit. Sins are born from a person's ill will. If I trust the director's words, then that isn't the case here. It isn't in me to bear hatred for something with no form. The Quarterstone having lost me in one directing their malice, the fish spirits should also disappear. They should cross over. Hopefully the fish don't decide to stay. The aquarium will disappear? My theory is correct, and that should happen. It should just... There's going to be like a timer, and the whole place is just going to blow up. Please don't lament the fact that I will disappear. It is your courage that rescued us from this place. I didn't save you. Well, whatever. We can't change anything. I mean, I'm not going to load the game and try to fix this. Not that I think I can. I'll return this to you. Keychain. So he hands me the keychain. It is a droplet-shaped keychain. One of the jellyfish attached to it is unmistakably the keychain from my memories. Why? Well, I'm giving it back to you. What do you mean, why? You were running without watching where you were going, and you ran into me. Don't you remember? When I was chasing Mara, I ran into someone. Huh, that's right. Himeno picked it up out of all the confusion. It was something incredibly precious to me. It never seemed like something someone could mistake. Even now, I still don't understand the mix-up. I finally realized that you had my keychain when I looked at it, and that the one I picked up was yours. Okay. So it wasn't that Himeno lied. The mix-up was because there were two lookalikes. Okay. Anyway, they smiled. As I hand it to her, I'm unable to touch her, however, the treasure safely is in her hands. That seems really awkward. Okay, thanks. I'm about to respond, but Sayo speaks without giving me a chance. You know, I'm a bit jealous of that Himeno girl. Why? She's dying. Think about it yourself. What? You're so mean. You walked a different path than I. Even now, I think so. Yeah. Mayumi, what you've done is resolve yourself to save the both of you. I don't want to think that I'm wrong, however. You aren't wrong either. The world is a place with few answers. Ha ha ha, okay. This is definitely out of character. Yeah, it's kind of cool. There were none that could have led to a perfect solution. Even so, we almost choose, even if it means casting aside which we don't choose. Man, for ghosts, like, you guys are taking your time moving on. Still talking. You weren't weak, you saved me. I like how Mayumi won't accept the fact that she's brave and not a coward. And she's like, nah. But it's cool, you will save Himeno. Now, go save Himeno. Hey. Nothing. I don't care for stubbornness after all. Yeah, she is pretty stubborn. Her silhouette grows dim. This is the light of Sayo's life. Bye. Bye. I don't say see you later or anything, because, well, you know, we're probably not going to see each other. There's no way I could live that long. Okay. Okay, bye. Well, let's go. This time you can follow me. Essentially, it's decided. Sayo's my friend now, so much that I continue to struggle I won't break so easily. Thanks. What? By the time I wiped away my tears, Sayo's light had already vanished. The director closed his eyes and began to pray. Seeing me stand up, he quietly opens his mouth. I don't know exactly what will happen to this place when it crumbles, but before it happens, I think it's best that you get out of Yeah, I think so too. I want to ask you about Saginuma Riku-san. She's still alive in this aquarium, isn't she? The woman who killed not just the director, but his daughter too. Her insane smile is etched in my mind and won't disappear. She shouldn't be living. I can't remember it clearly, but I do know this. Manten Aquarium did exact its revenge on her. She got killed off screen by a ghost. If she's still here in the aquarium, then she's nothing other than a ghost. She's a captive soul, bound here by the grudge and the malice that pervades this place. So when it place crumbles, she'll disappear as well. Don't worry. I don't need to worry? Is that true? Those things left behind in time will not change? I understand that, and yes, what is it? You didn't see a girl called Mari somewhere, did you? She looks like Sayo when she was a child. Perhaps like you, she became a spirit in this aquarium. I have asked the disappearing director something that has caught his attention. If he is one with Manten Aquarium, then perhaps he will know something of all people. Oh, I do not know. Shit. Ever since my death, my mind has become... Maybe, who knows, maybe your little sister wandered off and started a life on her own, I don't know. However, it is vague. I cannot definitely say that she isn't here. In the deep sea booth where I lost my life, there may be some truth. Oh. Speaking of which, the director, when you were under the influence of the grudge, you told me to leave. Did you understand somewhere deep down the dangerous place where you were killed? I wonder. Honestly, I don't know. Even then, it seems the time has come. No! I could no longer stay here. I realize that it may be irresponsible. However, it seems that this alone I cannot fight. In this world, there are powers that go beyond human understanding. No! If I wait too long, I won't be able to follow my daughter. Don't keep me... Don't you do this to me. I finally found her and you're gonna fuck it up. Well, damn, was your little sister never here? I'm unable to stop him as he is wrapped in a brilliant light. I don't know. There's no reply out of the air. I wonder if this is the time when you should say congratulations. I looked up, and in that position I closed my eyes. Please find peace. Now we need to run, girl. Run. Get out. If something happens, I will not fail. I have prepared myself. Ooh. Well then, I have to... Ooh, okay, hold on. This is actually pretty interesting here. Well, this place is gonna go, so... No. Okay, somehow we made it right where she is. I run all over Manten Aquarium, returning to the stage. Oh, she's still not doing well. Having reached the shed on the edge, I caress Himeno's form as she lies on her back. She's alive. For that alone, I'm incredibly happy. But she's probably has a huge, like, temperature. Are you okay? She's feverish. She's suffering. There seems to be some change, but she is no longer spewing out the parasites. Ugh. Could it have stopped? Maybe they were linked to the grudge. I assume she was like bit by like a stingray or something. Some kind of poisonous fish. Not actually sure if stingrays are poisonous, but they're weird creatures. At this point, Himeno had been freed from this absurdity. Okay. Oh, I thought this said get her on TV. Just get her in front of the news cameras. Let's get out of here. I can do this. Looking for something that can help. This is it. There's a hand truck for moving boxes. You can do it. We can make it out of here. I'll call out to the suffering Himeno many times. I bring the hand truck over to Himeno and somehow set her on top of it. From there, I get a vigorous start. We charge through the route with a few ups and downs heading for the gate. Alright. It's only been a 5-minute dash. Having reached the finish line unharmed, I stand completely still before several turnstiles, one right after another. Finally, we made it here. In just a number of steps, I'll be able to save Himeno. If that's the case, I keep moving. The moment we pass through the ticket gate, it feels as if we were enveloped in light. Together with Himeno, I head past the light. It's like we went through like another dimension. Actually, I feel like we did. A week passed since that dramatic escape. There was no change in my physical health, and the weakened Himeno is in the hospital even now. I came to pay you a visit, Himeno. Lately, I visit her hospital room every day. Every time I go and see her, and she is so happy. Thanks, Mayu. Looking at her sickly Himeno is painful. If I could, I'd get her out of the hospital right away. Just give her time. It'll be fine. I don't remember if it started that day or not. Despite the fact that she is hospitalized, Himeno's condition has deteriorated. Okay, even after a month has passed. Wow. Wait, what? She has lost her enthusiasm from just before our escape from Manten Aquarium. As each day passes, her condition worsens? At the suggestion of Himeno's parents, she has changed hospitals, but her circumstances don't seem to have improved. Don't know how much time has passed. It's probably been half a year since we escaped. Wow. The amount of words Himeno says has drastically decreased and has become more difficult for her to eat her on her own. Oh wow. Himeno, why? Why do you not eat? I want us to eat ice cream together. We had so many fun things ahead of us. My heart overflows from its very core with thoughts and feelings. Smile, just damn it. She's like beating her chest. Smile, damn it. I don't know how many times I've said these words in the hospital room. However, she shows no hint of reaction, no matter how hard I hit her. Himeno's attending physician says quite bluntly that the curse is probably something unknown to science. Doesn't that mean I wasn't able to save her? I don't want to say goodbye. Doesn't matter how many years it takes. If I could just see that smile again. So please. Wow, that was a bad ending. Yeah, I thought that probably going to the fish booth was the better solution because we get to find out the truth about our younger sister or whatever. Damn. I was under the impression that the Manten Aquarium was like gonna, I don't know, collapse or something. Like we have to get the hell out of here now. But alright, we'll go and do that.